right now, everything in the film industry is at a halt because we have the writer's strike.
Tell us about that. What is the situation? What do the writers want? What are they demanding?
So the writers basically want better pay. Like we all want money.
Right.
So it's all about the money.
But a lot of it has to do with like AI, right?
A little bit has the AI component to it, but the reality is all about the money and the residual income that you make.
Right, because I heard what they're doing is like essentially like they pick and choose when a writer can work on a show. So like if you're a writer on a show, instead of getting like in every episode, you only get like 1 or 2. And then what that does, it allows the producers to make more money because they're not having to pay all the writers.
Well, it's not quite like that. It's not that the producer is picking, you only write for this episode or this episode. The bigger problem is the streaming companies compared to the all linear TV network like ABC, NBC, all of that. So back in the day, 5 years ago, when everyone had more of the cable model or the network.
More controlled, yeah.
Well, you paid like a fee every month. And like, how much do people pay for cable? On average is like $80 to $120 a month.
Yeah,
right?
It's sometimes a lot more than that. Actually, we don't have cable anymore. I don't even have cable. I stream. So that's part of the problem is what you're mentioning.
That is the problem.
Right. So, but eventually, this guild or whoever, the writers, the people that are striking, this has to change because things have to become more accessible to people like you, me, the customer. And with cable, I just felt like, dude, I wasn't watching the TV anymore.
So you were paying, let's say, $100. So let's round it up.
No, bro, I was paying like $260 for cable.
Yeah, DirecTV's not cheap. I think we just put it in here, and because we want to watch sports.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing with streaming. It's harder on the sports stuff because they have all the contracts.
Right. But there's a way you can get it.
I just kept asking him, like, is there any way I can just have the sports channels? And he's like, no, you have to get this and then we can have the sports channel.
Well, and now they have it. So Disney bought ESPN. So they're bundling everything. They're creating all of these bundles.
And that's creating a problem.
100%.
But it's a conglomerate as it is because NBC, Universal, Disney. It's really just NBC. I mean, I think Capcom's owned by Time Warner. It's basically Time Warner, NBC, and Disney.
And then you have
then
Netflix.
Fox. But then the streaming channels.
Yes. But the thing is that all of the big studios with the big networks created streaming offers.
Right.
They created apps. So NBC now they have Peacock.
Yeah.
Now take that you were paying $250, $260 comes down to how much do you pay for Netflix?
Dude, not even Netflix. I'm a Hulu guy, but like Hulu's like $30-$40 a month, you know?
So that is like
that's
a huge decrease.
A huge difference. And that's what's causing this issue with the writers' strike.
Yes. And
well, that's a good perspective to know from, because actually I didn't know what they were arguing about, but it's obviously paid now.
But
right?
the actors are striking now too.
Yeah, so what's happening with the actors is that they're supporting the writers. So like in our community, like in our business, we all work together. So like we are all together. A lot of the times what happens is the producers are a little bit separated. But this from like everyone else in theory, because everyone sees the producer as, oh, they're the guys making us work and they get all the money. But the producers don't even get all the money. It's not like that like it used to be before. It all depends on the project. Sometimes like I have lost money on projects that I put in my money before I got paid from the label to do something, and then there was miscommunication, and let's say something happened with the car, and then all of a sudden the budget, if it goes over budget, I have to cover that because I cannot burn my relationship with you.
Right.
And if something went down, I'm responsible. So I cannot tell you, hey, I won't be able to pay you because like I don't have the money because of whatever. So I've had to cover costs of my own. Now, with the writers, the actors, the producers, the directors also have a guild. It's all of them against the MPAA, like the Motion Picture Alliance. And that is the union, like the unions versus the big studios.
Right.
And then the studios are the ones that have to pay pensions to the unions, and they have to pay extra money, and they get the residual income that gets paid later to all of those people
from those shows that are playing and playing.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But now the shows don't play and play anymore.
Right.
You just get a deal up front with Netflix or Hulu. So if I make a show for, let's say I make a movie and I want to put it on Netflix, I will get paid a licensing fee for a short period of time. So Netflix looks at my movie and says, with that movie, I could entice X amount of people to join and get a new subscription.
Right.
So they're not thinking about watch time long term and how many times they're gonna play it.
They don't care about that anymore.
Yeah, for them it's a quick bit.
Yes.
That's why a lot of times on Netflix now it's just one season and done, and they move on to something else.
Yes. And also the negotiations, when you have a hit TV show that goes over 3 seasons, all of the cast renegotiates her deal every season.
Yeah.
So on season 3, like, we need you. Like, we can't do the show without you. Like, people love you.
Right.
So they play hard to get and they ask for more money. So season 3, 4, 5, 6, they cost more and more. So for Netflix, with that amount of money, they're better off getting 2 new shows than paying for like 2 seasons of an old show that is not going to feel, for you, the consumer, you feel like, oh, wow, there's a new show. So every month, oh, new show. You feel you're getting more.
Yeah, I'm always looking for that 2023 on there. That's me. I'm like, did I see this already? No. Okay, cool. Let's watch this. Okay, 2021. It's old. I probably watched it already. Yeah.
Yeah, those days of just flipping through the channels are over for me. I mean, and this was just like 2 years ago. I mean, I was flipping through channels 2 years ago. Now I'm on the phone. So hopefully they come to some type of agreement that they can make this change, but also make this change so that way the writers and the actors are all getting paid something fair. Because you can imagine the same thing is happening in the music industry. You know, because it's all subscription based. You know, you either have iTunes or Spotify or, you know, whatever. I don't even know if there's anything else.
Seemed like they figured it out with that. So hopefully they figure out here.
They'll figure it out somehow, some way. Anyways, do you find that this strike, does this affect your industry with the cars and stuff like that?
It affects the cinema car stuff. Yeah. They're all those. I mean, we had a few production stuff that's on hold. And like a lot of my production guys are like, yeah, we're hurting really bad. Because they do picture cars. So for the high end stuff, we do a lot of the picture cars, like Beverly Hills Cop, the new movie with Eddie Murphy. Yeah, almost every car in there is one of our. I mean, they went through every car in inventory.
That's crazy. So cool.
It's pretty crazy.
I can't wait to watch that movie.
We even had crashed cars, and they were paying us for those crashed cars to have in certain scenes.
Do you think that movie will show up like on a Hulu or Netflix or something like that?
I think it's going to be a theater movie. Oh, okay, yeah, the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. I think it's going to go into theaters. Yeah. Yeah,
that's cool. Well,
it was funny. Somebody was like, "Oh my God, Eddie Murphy's driving our car." Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool. I bet.
I like that whole series, so it was really cool to be a part of that. And help out.
Absolutely.